First thing I want to say is that I commend you guys because I do know that you guys are not a fan of Kyrie Irving. You don't like Kyrie Irving, but you were willing to put that aside to basically see what's happening here. And I actually like that.
Got Kyrie Irving, man, the star basketball player for the Brooklyn Nets. A lot of people wasn't coming to Kyrie's aid, man. Like Reggie Miller speak his perspective on television about a lot of NBA players wasn't coming to Kyrie's aid. I think personally, I didn't like the way he's trying to butt break his brother on national TV with the stuff they're trying to make him do. Guys' thoughts?
Well, I'm not a Kyrie fan. I will say this. I think all the 5 or 6 things that he has to do before he can play again, I think that's excessive.
Mm-hmm.
That I do think is excessive. I'm not with that. Yep. I didn't like that. I totally think that's out of bounds. That I didn't like at all. And to me, I'm assuming the Players Association has to go after this and back him with that, because where does this come from? You can't just make up just things to
Joe
do.
Tsai, not even from the NBA.
You go meet with the leaders of this community, which people offend us and never have to meet with anybody from our community, and the other thing is then you got to come back to the owner and talk about let me say this. The man reposted something that people disagree with. That's what he did in essence. Okay. And so to me, what bothers me, I remember when Cooper, the wide receiver from the Philadelphia Eagles, said the N-word on video. The NFL said, we're going to let the Eagles handle it. And the Eagles gave him 1 day of sensitivity training. So this double standard is ridiculous. I think that is too much. I think that's excessive. Now, again, I'm not a Kyrie Irving person. I told Rodney last year he's going to do something as a lightning rod. This year, every year, something about Kyrie Irving other than just playing basketball and being on the court. To me, the man has enough money and enough stature where he can do so many things in the community where he doesn't have to be baited into this and things. And what I realize is this. Your ideology is just what it is. It's your ideology. That's just it. That's why you can go to your houses of worship, you can go to your group meetings, stuff like that, and you can be around like minds. When you're in these settings and things like that, you can't convince the world of your ideology. That's just it, And to me, he lost a lot of money that I don't think he'll ever recover. I don't think Kyrie will ever see those $240 million deals. No, I don't think he'll ever see that, And he offended one of the 2 most powerful communities in the world today. And one of them controls 95% of finance. That's just the bottom line. So, but I don't like the way he's being done. I also don't like the fact that he allows himself to fall right into the trap. And some of these are just self-inflicted wounds. I don't think the other players have an obligation to speak. I don't think because you have opinion on things that you got to have an opinion on everything.
Correct.
And that's just the bottom line. Some things you're passionate about and some things you're not. These players are trying to stay out of the way. They don't want to shrapnel.
People got to think about this too also. And first, I wish they would go up to Amazon because Amazon got on their platform. That's another subject. But everybody's not well-versed to go jump in that water with Kyrie. So if I'm not well-versed, like the young man we just came on the show, if I stay quiet, nobody knows my opinion. Nobody knows if I'm dumb. Nobody knows I'm smart. So a lot of players don't know how to get into that debate about anti-Semitic, which is really Kyrie's just trying to be pro-black. I don't think he's trying to be anti-Semitic at all towards this thing. He's just trying to be pro-black, and they don't know how to defend that, so they just stay quiet. And I think that's sometimes the best advice for somebody just like,
But that's part of it, D. The reality of it is true. They also know this community will definitely get you by association. If they jump in the water after him, it's going to cost them financially. They know that.
They don't know. A lot of young motherfuckers, we just saw it. 29-year-old kid didn't know how to debate or nothing like that, right? You imagine these kids in the NBA now only 22, 19, 20. Mm-hmm. LeBron and them, they might, but LeBron, that might not be LeBron fight. I hear people that's going to LeBron to open up a school. I look at everybody pointing fingers at LeBron and them guys, certain people, they pointing at, what the fuck have y'all done? At least these brothers do school and try to put people through college and all kind of shit, and people getting on them. So but they got to go up to Jeff Bezos.
I don't care, man.
Yeah, man. I'm like, people be pointing fingers at people that don't do shit themselves. I don't understand.
This is what I'll say. If somebody on this show says something outlandish and got into the fire, what I can speak on is the character of the people on this show.
Ain't talking about the smart ass Michelle.
The problem is the problem is this. This is the problem. the reality of it is this community
Right.
is not going to let him off the mat. And anybody that stands next to him, they're not going to let you off the mat. And I think some people are afraid of that. They just don't. And so what happens is, because this is not the first offense to people, the first thing, it'd be like Rasheed Wallace arguing a technical foul. The end of the day, it is always something with Kyrie. And it's always something off the court. And somebody did something the other day that showed Kyrie missed over 111 games in the years with the Nets already. So it's like you're never on the court, but it's always the biggest news about you off of the court. That's the main thing. The only reason people have you in the forefront is because of your talent, but you're always going, always known for something else. That's what I'm saying. And so that's the thing. Some players are like, I can't jump in the fire with him because he's always in the fire.
I think Kyrie got sucked into Kanye West bullshit. That's what fucked him up. Bad timing.
No, I don't
You don't think it's bad timing?
No, I don't.
It's bad timing, but I don't think it's like they planned it.
Yeah, I don't think that he.
No, I think he planned it. I think it just is. He released.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No words. The backlash is heavy because I can see that.
I can see that. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
So you're just talking about the timing of it.
Yeah, that's the time. Okay. I ain't saying down with that motherfucker.
No, yeah, because if Kyrie Irving's down with Kanye West, he is an idiot.
Nah, but, I don't think that.
First thing I want to say is that I commend you guys, because I do know that you guys are not a fan of Kyrie Irving. You don't like Kyrie Irving, but you were willing to put that aside to basically see what's happening here. And I actually like that. The thing is, too, you guys on here, I like guys that stand on their square, especially if they're right or whatever. Kyrie Irving, basically, this is what we're seeing is because Kyrie Irving beat them the first time when it came to the issue of the shot. He was still able to play. He had Stephen A. Smith, Shaq again, Barkley, all still calling him, telling him he should do this and that. Nobody ever apologized to him when they had to put him back on the court for the playoffs, because at the end of the day, they needed him more than he needed. They needed him more than he needed them. Came there, they didn't go nowhere, whatever. I get it. The thing is this. We condemning this man because he posted something. Kyrie Irving should realize that the fire is already on him because he already beat them. So they're laying for him. So when he gives it to them, they're going to come harder than they did before. That's the way it works. So now, by him making this post, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know Kyrie Irving personally, but I don't think that he kind of felt that by making that post, he would have received this type of backlash. I don't really believe that. The thing is, too, Kyrie Irving didn't make that movie. Kyrie Irving didn't executive produce that movie. Nothing. He just made a post on the thing. He's not making any money from that movie. The people that have it on their streaming platforms, the people that have it in theaters or whatever, they're not receiving any backlash from this.
Right.
So this is them specifically targeting Kyrie Irving because he beat them when it came to the shot. So now, also, we got to also remember, too, the shot was so important until Major League Baseball season started. Then it basically wasn't as important. But Kyrie Irving should have been thinking that I got to watch what I do because they are laying for me to make another move so that they can take me out. They're not going to let you win twice.
I think it was still important doing the same for all the sports. New York didn't let you in Toronto. That said, I can't agree with you on that one.
You say what?
Well, you said the sports, the baseball.
The baseball players was forced to take the shot like the whole NBA.
Yeah, New York, you can play. You can't play in Toronto at all. You can't play a game in Toronto unless you was vaccinated. No, sir, not at all.
But that's the only place they couldn't play.
That's the only place they couldn't play. Yes.
Okay, so that's one place.
Yeah.
Like there was more than one place in the NBA.
Yeah, I think Canada shut down.
It's also about indoor being indoor stuff too.
Okay.
New York, the Yankees and Mets all play outdoors.
I'll retract that.
But I think this is the thing. At the end of the day, for instance, I'm sure people realize we all have pre and post production of the show, right? So we're on the screen before the show, and we're on the screen after the show, right? There are certain things that the four of us may discuss that are not for public consumption. Fair?
Mm-hmm. I want to get back to the comments after Kelvin's thing because something like Sharif took over.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
All right, bring up Sharif's comment. Okay.
He said Kyrie also retweeted that Alex Jones conspiracy theory, so he can't be trusted. Which one is that one, Sharif?
Remember about the shooting out in
the kids being killed at the shooting. What's it called? Turtle Hook or what is it? What's it?
This is the thing that I think would help people, especially in our community.
Sandy Hook. There you go.
This is what I think would help people in our community a lot. Once you realize that this is not going to be fair, then you understand how to operate. See, I think people's on this premise that it's not fair. It's a double standard. Exactly. That's just what it is. It's not fair. And it's not a double standard. It's a double standard. It's not fair. So once you realize that the playing field is not level, then I've learned to operate within the field of play regardless, you know. And now you can have the fight of saying it's not fair, this is not right. But we know that. We know that. Kobe Bryant mouthed the word. He mouthed a actual slur against the second most powerful community. He mouthed it. They read his lips, and he was charged $100,000 fine. $100,000 fine for something that they said they played back. It said that he mouthed the words. That's just what it is. So if you know that, I want to know why you keep going right back to the source. Kyrie Irving, again, I told Rodney last year, it's not going to be the vaccine this year. It's going to be something else. Here we are in this season.
I didn't deny that.
It is. Yeah, I know you didn't. I'm saying it's something else. Now, to me, rather than cost yourself over $200 million, rather than Kanye West losing $1.5 billion or whatever the case is, I'm saying you still have enough cachet and enough ability that the things that you want to implement for and in your community to actually take those resources and do them. But if you need to just, go to this other community and tout what your ideology is, and it costs you, if you're getting your resources from that community, then I think you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. I would say be like Robin Hood, take that money from that community and then empower your own community. And I think that's the win-win. That's the way I see it.